Hi, I'm Aaliyah McLean.
And I'm Anthony Dispenza, and we're both dietetic students here at the University of Florida. And today we'll be giving you an overview on nutrition related to chronic kidney disease from dietitians' perspectives.
CKD can be a complicated disease, and we want to provide you with some simple pointers backed by science and expert opinion to help you understand your diet a bit more and to feel better. While it's true that individuals with CKD need to monitor their intake of certain nutrients, make sure that you're aware of your lab values first. We asked registered dietitian Dr. Jeanette Andrade where people with CKD should start before making changes to their diet.
So if you're not on dialysis, you may need to be careful of the amount of protein that you're consuming. You may want to watch some of the nutrients that you're taking in, but it all depends on your lab. So you shouldn't necessarily have to worry about, should I eat that, should I not eat that, unless someone approaches you and says that your labs are not in the recommended limits that we want them to be in.
Common nutrition-related lab values that are monitored include serum sodium, potassium, and phosphorus. If you have CKD and your lab values for these are abnormal, it may be time to modify your diet under the guidance of a dietitian.
A food label product is going to be your best friend. Understanding how much of a nutrient is in a food product is going to be a vital role in CKD management. Labels allow you to gauge the amount of nutrient per serving as well as daily value. Sodium can be found usually near the top, and potassium will be found near the bottom. Check the food label for sources of phosphorus. Processed foods, as well as sodas, usually contain high amounts of phosphate and phosphoric acid. Structure your diet around nutritious, non-processed foods to avoid high sources of added sodium as well as phosphorus.
Let's encourage them to eat more of the more nutritious foods, right? And less of the what I consider non-nutritious, right? So meaning that if your sodium levels are slightly elevated, yeah, absolutely, we're going to look at what are you actually eating. Okay, you may say you're not eating salt, you're not adding it much to your foods after they're cooked. What about during the cooking process? Okay, you're not adding it there. What spices are you using? What herbs are you using? What other processed foods are you maybe utilizing as you're preparing these meals?
You don't have to uproot your entire diet when dealing with CKD. If your dietitian is suggesting changes to your diet, start small and think sustainable.
So I really don't go off the mindset of don't eat it. I'm like, okay, so what you're eating could, if it is too much, right? Too much, whatever that is, could we tailor it back a little bit, right? So instead of eating 6 ounces of chicken, can we cut it back to 4 ounces? Would that affect your values at all? If it does, okay, great. We'll leave it at 4 ounces so we don't have to do anything more.
And lastly, always consult a registered dietitian for nutrition advice. CKD is complex, and you're not expected to handle it all on your own. If you're concerned about your diet, talk to your dietitian to figure out a plan that is ideal for you and tailored to your needs.
Thank you for taking the time today to learn a little bit more about nutrition management with CKD.
We hope that you feel more confident in tackling your diet modifications after learning more about labs, reading the nutrition facts label, prioritizing nutritious foods over processed products, and as always, listening to your dietitian for nutrition advice.